Okay, so where were we is that today we will see how do we come out of restlessness and also we will come out of drowsiness. That's the main topic. I just now had a breakfast. Should I sit and meditate closed eyes? Answer is no. Then what should I do? Open the eyes, watch the breath. Okay. Now there is another way what Buddha says is that make aloka sanya. Make night also as day and day as day. That means all the time. So how do we do that? How do we possibly get that aloka sanya, perception of light? I've already shown it, rub this, rub that, but then is there any other way? Yes, what you could do is if you don't have a, like I'm in the office, so I'm heavy, just now had a breakfast few minutes ago, or let's say around 45 minutes ago. So it will take some time for it to get digested. So what should I do? There are two ways I can come with that problem, eliminate that problem. One is that I can watch the digestion process itself. Just watching what's happening in the stomach. Then the sleep goes away. The drowsy feeling goes away. Same thing with walking, but then I don't want to walk, and then I'm sitting and watching whatever is getting digested. When I say digested, it means it's becoming fluid in the stomach, whatever has been put inside there. So it's like a grinding machine. So I can visualize a grinding happening. Need not be I'm seeing it, but I can visualize this is how it would be. Just okay, fairly okay. And then instead of closing my eyes and doing something, what I can do is can I see the, like I'm on the camera, so can I see the outer of this body from head to toe? In that case, I can see the shoulder, I can see the hands, I can see this face, I can see the neck, torso, legs, etc. And make it as just a frame and watch the frame instead of stomach or whatever it is. So when there is an interesting thing, the sleep goes away. So the drowsiness is because there is no interest. So I have to give something or to make something which is interesting. If there's nothing that is interesting, this is not going to work. Why? Because there is no dopamine secretion. So you feel sluggish. Now, if you ask me, are you feeling sleepy? And the answer is no. But when I sit like this, because the stomach is heavy, it goes on to the default mode network where if heaviness and digestion is happening, it puts to sleep when you close the eyes. So the advice here is if you eat, what Buddha says, do chankama, which means walking. He says asita, khaita, saita, all that. He uses that in that chankama sutta. Because that's the only way you can make it energetic. Slow walking, not fast walking. Then the digestion will not happen. Then there will be complications of walking. Instead, make a slow walking. Now, what's a slow walking as opposed to fast walking? Slow walking is very slow like this, and fast walking is a normal walking. Now, if I were to demonstrate, maybe I can just get up and only this much portion, I'll just take, be just an observer, keep on observing. Then I can go back, come front, go back, and watch how the body is going, coming based upon the intention. Okay, so I can take this room length, it's a very small room, and slowly walk, watching how, with my intention, the four elements are working. In 20-25 minutes, the sleep goes away because the digestion is happening. So, this is how I can reduce sleepiness. Otherwise, let's say I've got up early and just food going inside. So, nice sleepy experience. Now, why sleeping? Because we're used to sleeping. You have to cut that. It's not anything wrong. Deep sleep is an ignorance. Dream is an ignorance. So we have to cut it. So does that mean the body doesn't require rest? Yes, it requires 2 hours of rest. That's it. The remaining is nothing required. So 12 to 2 is what is required. So that will create Jagariyanu Yoga, meaning I'm supposed to be awake all the time, including the period of sleep. But what has happened now is that the tamas or tamo, darkness, is that when I eat and then I go for a good night's sleep. Okay, so this is one way. Another way is light. Put the light, put a candle or whatever. But it's daylight. Now what should I do? Like I'm in the office. So what's the alternative? Alternative is only walking. There's no other alternative to that. Okay. Now what should I do? Let's say I'm sitting. Don't close the eyes. Can I make a periphery? Peripheral means make this place and alternate between the breath and that, breath and that. Let's say I have this bottle here, so it's kept on the table. I watch the bottle, not the breath. That becomes my primary object. Very soon it comes to breath because this is neutral object. This has nothing. What is there in this? There's nothing there. So I'll just watch it. In the same way, can I read something and yet watch the breath? Yes, possible. Why can't you do it? You can do it. Nobody stops. So everything is possible in that way. Okay. Like what I can do is, let's say I'm for uh, for the sake of this one, I will show you is that I share this, just some sutta, right? And then go here and I'm reading. while I'm watching the breath. Now, instantaneously, what happens is that there's a pity, joy, because you're able to do this is alternating consciousness. There's nothing called as multitasking, just alternates between this and that. You can focus, defocus, just like a camera. If you focus on one thing, it defocuses the other thing. If you focus on the other thing, it defocuses on this thing. Even though it looks as though you are able to hear, see, taste at the same time, it doesn't. It just alternates. The consciousness goes in the eyes, and then it picks on the ear, and then it picks on the nose, it picks on the tongue, it picks on the body, like that. It keeps on shuffling. How? I don't feel it that way. So the experiment here is, when you're taking bath, if you have a hand shower, you can see it. When you're putting on this portion, other portion has no sensation. As you keep on moving it, the sensation here will keep on going away, which clearly shows that wherever it is felt, and the remaining portions is not felt. Okay, so if you are watching and watching and watching, you'll find that the consciousness has a gap between the present and the past. You should be very sharp in noticing that. You can notice it has arrived and it has passed away. So what has arrived and what has passed away? The feeling has arisen and passed away, which is there in the consciousness. So in the Mahaveda Sutta, he says consciousness needs to be understood. Panya needs to be developed. That's the reason. Okay, that's the reason it is said that consciousness needs to be understood and panya has to be developed. Okay. If I don't have that, possibly I can't find it. Okay. So this is what we need to do for sleepiness. Yes, Bobby.
Vilashi, when you say that, you feel the consciousness, which is, you feel it, like, for example, consciousness jumps from one object to another, like I, or there is nothing called multitasking. So when you say that, when there is no feeling, like, because the feeling is another aggregate, according to Buddha, it is 5 aggregates, one of the aggregates, Vedana. So when you don't feel it, like, that means the consciousness, now the consciousness conjoined with the feeling. But when you don't feel anything, is that where the consciousness doesn't get established anywhere?
There's a neutral feeling. So when you take a bath, you can find out that depending upon how much hot or cold the water is, when it is on a particular place, there is more and there is less. But you can see it going like this. The one what you are talking about, unestablished consciousness, is different. There will be a difference between this and that.
So in the neutral feeling also, this Vedana is there, right? It is
yes, absolutely is there.
So that means consciousness and this Vijnana and Vedana is conjoined.
There is a sutta itself, no? There's a sutta in the Sanyukta Nikaya where he says, as long as consciousness is there, so long the feeling, perception, preparations are going to be there. It will take.
Okay, so this unestablished consciousness, what you're saying, is there any feeling in that? No.
Because there is no person. There is no contact. So yesterday, Mrutyunjay and there was another person called Anand and Ritesh. 3 people had come home. So how do you understand unestablished consciousness or no contact? Bobby, you're sitting in the car. Get out of the car. Not right now. So that just I'm giving you a straightforward example. The sound is coming inside the car, but there's no person taking that sound. There is sights going inside the car, but there's no person taking those sights. There are touch happening inside the car, but there's no person taking the touch. There's smell inside the car, but there is no person taking the smell. There is taste happening inside the car, but there's no person taking the taste. Everything is happening, but the person is not there. If by chance you can attain that state, then the phassa is not there. So there's no feeling. That's what is Nibbana. As soon as there's a Vedana, you get Sukha Vedana, Dukkha Vedana, Adukha Sukha Vedana because there is a contact. So the idea here is the Chakuncha Paticha Rupecha Upajati Chakku Vinyana. The Chakku Vinyana already has Nama and Rupa. It already has food. So you shouldn't have the food. Now what's the food? Just sit, make something as an anchor. In this case, breath. Shouldn't leave the breath. Then the breath stops. Then the sound is sound, taste is taste, touch is touch, smell is smell, everything is that. Dhite dhite mattam, sute sute mattam, mute mute mattam, vinyate vinyate mattam. That's all what it is. So that is no phassa. Now what are we trying to accomplish either through Goenka technique or some other technique is to fight out on the Vedana, on the feeling and not reacting to the feeling. That's okay. That's not bad, but that is on the body sensation. You have taken body sensation as an observable medium. That's fine. For a starter, that's good. I have to go one step up, just phassa. If there is no phassa, there is no Vedana. So that's what we need to do. It's not after Vedana what to do. See, now there is a sensation on the head. Now you're observing that sensation. That means you're consciously watching that sensation and not reacting to the sensation, which is itself a sensation. See, consciousness has feeling and perception, if you don't know that. Okay, there can't be any consciousness without perception and feeling. Because you become conscious of that, you become aware of that. Oh, there's some itchy here. So that becomes awareness. You become aware of that itchy feeling. What to do with that is secondary thing. You might not scratch it, you might observe it, but still an awareness, right? That it knows. It's a knower. It knows there is something happening here. It knows there is something happening here. It knows there is something happening here. It knows. So there's nothing called I cut the consciousness itself. Once the feeling is there, it's already done. But then, is there a way through Dhamma, you're able to cut the feeling itself? And then it's done. How? Go on the phassa, contact. If you remove the contact, it stops. If you put the contact, it starts. So let's understand it another way. Let's take Goenka technique only. If you keep on looking Bhanga and all that, and after that what happens? There is no eye, there's no ear, there's no nose, there's no tongue, there's no body, there's no mind. It stops. So there's no enjoyer or sufferer. So you attain Nibbana or Nirodha Samapatti because there's no perception and feeling. So the Nirodha Samapatti means what? It means coming out of this feeling and perception. If there is a feeling, there should be a perception. You can't say there is feeling devoid of perception or a perception devoid of feeling. It can't be. If there is something here, there's a perception that there is itchy sensation here. So you will go and exactly pinpoint and rub it. Because there is a feeling. Now I can sit like this. I'll not do, I'll not do, I'll not do. Okay, then don't urinate also. You hold it. Then hold hunger also. Hold thirst also. That is stupidity. Why? Because there is a hunger. There is a feeling of hunger. Can anybody cut out a feeling of hunger? Otherwise, why these these monks are carrying alms bowl? They should throw it into the Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, or Atlantic Ocean, whichever ocean they find. Why are they mourning itself? They keep on carrying that bowl as though they want to do something there. They should throw it out. Because hunger is a feeling. There's a perception of hunger also. Right? So can you cut that feeling and perception? No. So what does Buddha say in that Pachavekana? Pindapatam patisankha yoniso pindapatam patisevami neva davayana madayana mandanayana vibhushanaya and titiya yapanaya vihimsu paritaya. That is, there is already a himsa, there is a violence which is happening. So I'm eating because of that. And then Buddha is a fool because there's a feeling of hunger. So basically what is he doing is he's removing the phassa. So there's no feeling of sukha vedana, there's no feeling of dukkha vedana, there's neither a feeling of adukha sukha vedana, and hence there is upekha. Upekha is not adukha sukha vedana. It's not a neutral feeling either. So when I put water on like this, as it moves away, so the feeling also changes. So I need to watch what all feeling is changing. So first I need to improve my observation. It's not concentration. I need to observe what's happening. And then you will get rid of this body scanning, so to say, and go one level up, which is phassa, contact. Because contact creates perception and feeling. And that's exactly what he says. Chakuncha paticha rupecha upachiti chakku vinyanam tinna sangati phasso. Remove that phassa. That's it. Yes, Paul.
Vilasi, I think what I understood from what you're saying is that as long as feeling is there, you are not in Nibbanic state, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you feel something, that means you are in the conventional where you are actually not in the. So if when these arahants or anybody who goes for having a hunger feeling or the feeling of sleepiness, all these things comes in. That's why they are sleeping, or they get some kind of, even Buddha gets some back pain or something, So even that feeling they happen, they are in Nibbanic state, or they are just aware of that feeling, or they are in equality.
They are aware, they are back, right? See, so the difference here is like this. There are kaika vedana and chetasika vedana. There is no chetasika vedana, there is kaika vedana. There are two vedanas. There are no only one vedana. There's separate kaika vedana, there is separate chetasika vedana. So they don't have chetasika vedana, but they have kaika vedana.
is that time they are in Nibbana?
They are in Nirodha Samapatti, they are not in Nibbana per se. There's a
Okay.
difference between Nibbana and Nirodha Samapatti also.
So it looks like, so you are saying Nirodha Samapatti, they are focusing on some other Vedana, like, not the Chitta, Chetasika Vedana, but some Kaiga Vedana they are experiencing. And
Yes, so it's like this. I'm having a pain here. This portion I have a pain. So pain is felt, but there's no reaction to the pain. As sukha, dukkha, dukkha, sukha. Nothing like that. So basically, Bobby, it's like this. Only two people can experience this, Anagami and Arhat. That's a major problem. So first you need to know there is a Nirodha Samapatti, which is experienced only by Anagami and Arhat. And what we are talking is something different as at an Arhat level. Okay. And none of us being Arhat, we can't really make out what they really feel. So it is not a good thing to talk about a level where we have no idea, no clue what they really do as an Arhat. So from the scriptural reference only, we can make out they might be doing like this. So unless one of us or you or me or anybody sitting here becomes an Arhat, then only you will know that what you would do in that circumstances when you're hungry or when you're having a body pain. Otherwise, it just, our own imagination or whatever we think we are making it up. So basically, one step below, Sakadagami. Does he experience Nirodha Samapatti? No. He doesn't even know what it is. It's just like you asking me, what does an Arhat do? I don't know, honestly. Yes.
so, Vilas, in that case, Sagidagami or even Sotapanna, Phala, when they experience that you can clearly say that, right? So that one, when they experience, you said they can't experience Nirodha Samapatti. So is that means that they don't experience this Nibbana, because Nibbana comes after Nirodha Samapatti, right? So they say they don't even know what is Nirodha Samapatti. That's what you just told. Yeah.
Let me answer to you in this way better, so otherwise it will lead into many confusing things. Number one, what is Nirodha Samapatti? It's cessation of feeling and perception. As an answer. Now, can I see the five aggregates and then get into Nibbana? Yes, you can. Anybody can, from Sotapanna to Sakadagami to Anagami to Arhat. What does that mean? How can I see it? You just now said it's not possible. Now you're saying it is possible. So let me clarify so that the fault doesn't arise or the understanding shouldn't be something different. Now let's say if Sotapanna, a person who is a Sotapanna, gets to see for himself. 1 second. Hello. ನೀವು ಥರ್ಡ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ನಿಸರ್ಗ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಓಕೆ ಸಿ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ I as a Sotapanna, assuming I am a Sotapanna or getting into Sotapanna, so we'll start from there. I'm watching the breath only. So my teacher, whoever is my teacher, is saying that Vilas, observe the breath and see what is there in the breath. So he says, now that you have been watching the breath for last 1 hour, can you turn itself for 5 aggregates? And I ask him how. And he says, very simple, look at the breath. Isn't that a rupa? It's touching somewhere. Isn't that a rupa? Rupa always has grossness. Can be any rupa. Rupa as in Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. 4 of this has some grossness. Can you just observe that grossness? Yes, sir, I can. Now, is there a feeling you're getting because of the touch? Yes, sir, I'm getting neutral feeling. Sure. No, sir, I'm also getting some pleasurable feeling. Very good. I'm also getting light feeling. Oh, very good. Like that, I say. How did you arrive at this is a light feeling or this is a pleasurable feeling? This is a neutral feeling. How did you arrive? I say, well, I perceived it. Ah, good. So you are perceiving this is light. You are perceiving this is, let's say, um, pleasure. Good. Now, what are you intending it to be like that? Let the pleasure be there. Let the lightness be there. Are you intending it to be like that? Yeah. I want it to be like that. Oh, good, good. And are you now able to experience it like that? Yes, I'm experiencing like that. Good. Now, can you divide it into 5 parts rather than the joining it? Joining is upadana. So, can you split it up? Let me try, sir. Okay, try. Now he tries and he sees Rupa as only Rupa. Then he sees feeling as only feeling, minusing the Rupa. And it keeps on changing. Then the perception goes for a toss because the perception was pleasure, now it is pain, now it is this, and now it is that. So the perception is changing. So he can't prepare anything now. He's not prepared. Meaning he cannot intend how it should be. So then the consciousness starts to give him different experience now. Now what did he do is he has done the same 5 khandhas without upadana. So he saw khandha separated and khandha upadana separate. When he is putting upadana, it is becoming like I am experiencing it. And when he makes it as just a khandha, there is no I in the experience. If he does that, he gets a aha moment. At that moment is Nibbana as a Sotapan. Got it. That's all is Nibbana for that fellow. Then he goes further, taking the same 5 aggregates. Then his teacher tells him, Vilas, you have done so much, very good, appreciated. Now you are Sotapanna, excellent, sadhu. Why don't you push yourself further? What, sir, I should push? Look, Vilas, you have done Rupa separated, right? Now you know how to separate Rupa. Yes, sir. Can you possess Rupa? No, sir. Sure. Yes, sir. So then do you have a wife? Yes, sir. Now did you not possess the Rupa? Yes, sir. Then you said you can divide it. Now you are saying it is attached. Yes, sir. Now cut it. How, sir? There are 8 ways of cutting it. Tell me, sir. Now the first is wife profitable? Yes, sir. But what is the countersign of profit? Loss, sir. Will you cry when your wife dies? Yes, sir. So the Rupa is gone, right? Yes, sir. Then why do you say it is there? Work out on that. So he again goes on that meditation, looks at his breath, takes that as an object, and he sees for sure his wife is also breathing the same thing. And he sees every other person is breathing the same thing. No difference in the breath. So he feels What is that I'm seeing? It's not my breath anyway. So there's nothing called internal breath and external breath. It's just breath. So where is the profit and loss now? See, if I hold on to something worldly, there is a profit. See, if I don't hold it, it neither turns profit nor loss. Ah, got it. So what's the Vedana now? Neutral. Instantaneously turns neutral. And what's the perception? Anicca. Ah, got it. So now he does with the next set, which is name and fame and defame. If you pick up the name and fame, the defame is part of it. If you don't hold on to name and fame, the defame also is not part of it. So now he knows how to remain equanimous, upekha. So the sanya becomes anicca. Good. Then again he does with the next set, which is appreciation, depreciation. If I hold on to depreciation, the countersign is appreciation. If I hold on to the appreciation, the countersign is depreciation. So I will drop it. Then the last one, sukha and dukkha, pleasure and pain. If the sign is pain, the countersign is pleasure. If the sign is pleasure, the countersign is pain. So why don't I drop pleasure and pain? So 8 life vicissitudes is gone. He's left the possession. Then what happens? He turns Sakadagami. And his teacher comes and says, Sadhu, 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 Vilas, now you have achieved Sakadagami. Excellent. But sir, I did not experience any Nibbana like what I did in Sotapanna. Boss, my dear friend, you left these 8 worldly things, right? That itself is Nibbana now. Now your mind will not go and hanker around with a wife and kid and house and job and all of that. Isn't it most peaceful thing right now? Yes, sir. Can't you not see it? Yes, sir. Then what is Nibbana? Sir, I thought it would be very peaceful. So nice. Said, let me give you one slap now. Haven't you seen it in Majjhima Nikaya 1? That you can't go behind Nibbana. Sorry, sir. You better be sorry. And now the third time. Okay. What does he do? Same 5 aggregates. No change in the thing. No change in the object. Same 5 things. Rupa. Sir, it's beautiful. What? Explain me the beauty. Beauty, sir, I don't know what is beauty. Good boy. Is there any beauty anywhere to be found? Yes, sir. Where? San Francisco, sir. Is it? It's beautiful. Which part? I don't know, sir. Good. So is there a beauty? I don't know. Work it out. So then he works out. He watches the breath. Where is the beauty in the breath? No. Beauty in the body? No. Beauty in other person? No. Beauty in objects? No. Beauty in Deva? No. Fun. So he goes back to teacher saying that, sir, I found it. What? There's no beauty anywhere. Good boy. What's the feeling? No feeling, sir. What's the perception? No perception, sir. What's the preparation? No preparation, sir. What's the consciousness? Unestablished, sir. Excellent. Now you're anagami. Because there's no kama, chanda and vyapada. So do you get irritated with the dead objects? No, sir. And can you not see everybody is a dead object? Yes, sir. So what's the point in you getting worked up? No, sir. You better be like this. Yes, sir. Now don't ask me beyond that. I'm stuck here. Okay, Bobby, go ahead.
Well, I see this three conditions of three stages of Nibbana, like Sutapanna, Sakidagami, Anagami. You explained in, it looks like in a different way, like, different stages, different fetters are going. So my question is, two questions are there. One is it this experience of Nibbana is same for all these three? And is that
It's same.
like what? Sorry?
It is same.
It's the same. So even though like the understanding, like for example, the first stage, that you have that the five elements, basically that has been separated, and second time this upadana, and the third stage is also there. So is it all the? You're saying the experience is the same, and then is it once they have experienced it, Sutapanna, that understanding of like you consider that some form as like your wife or something will come back, or it will never come back?
He will create it now. That's what I told you that day, so called. I'm coming to so called Australia to meet so called Bobby, to meet so called Marin, to meet so called Annabelle, to meet so called Ashley, so called Janak, and so called Deepthi, so called Zeal, and so called this, and so called that, and I'm all so called. So I'm creating it. I know I'm creating it. There's no new thing. So I'm always in Nirodha.
Because what you're saying, sometimes I think I feel like that, but maybe it is not deeper, right? It is not deeper understanding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you are becoming restless. The point of I wanted to bring it to you is you have Thinamida and also you have Udacha. Both are there. The reason being that you are going in a direction of I need something. This Buddha Dhamma is for non-grasping, not for grasping. The more you grasp, the worse it gets. The more you fight with it, the worse it would be. So giving up, you get it rather than grasping it. The five aggregates are already grasped. So there's no point in grasping to the five aggregates and dropping the five aggregates. There's nothing like that. So the practice here should be that first I know the dhatu. Simple. As Vipassana I'm talking about. When I say I'm a Vipassi, it means an investigator. Nothing. So I'm an investigator. What are you investigating? On the reality. What's the reality? This is the reality. This body, this table, this bottle, everything is there in me to investigate. That's the whole idea. For that, I require samatha. So using the breath only, I can do it. I don't require any special thing, special objects. I can use the breath. What's that? Only thing I need to know how do I use it? So I use the breath as my source. Even Vipassana can be done on that. There's nothing like I can't do Vipassana on the breath. I can do it. So I will come to see if I am having yoniso manasikara, then there is no upadana. If there is no yoniso manasikara, then there's upadana. Simple. So the level of upadana tells me whether I'm a sotapanna or a sakadagami or anagami. It keeps on breaking away, chipping away. So to reiterate what I was saying is, I'm sitting like this. If I'm restless, I can't watch anything because the mind is going like, going like this, like this, like this, like this. And then what if I want to do something? No, it gets boring, so I get sleep. But this one requires deep assessment of what? The breath is going in, the breath is going out. Is that not the Rupa? That should be my question. Isn't that the Rupa? It is a Rupa. Why? There is some grossness. Come on. There is a grossness. So the form what I have is a gross form. The Deva have a subtle form. The Rupa, Jhanak Rupas are subtlest forms. Gross, animal is heavy gross or grossest. Human body is gross. Deva body is subtle. And the Rupa, 4 Rupa Jhanas are subtlest. So we have the grossest and the subtlest and everything in between. So my field of view is from animal to the Deva. And Deva I need to imagine. So I'll cut out the Deva, forget them for time being. So what I have left with is human and animal, which I can see. Can be bird, can be insect, can be. So then I can say that insect is flying. Yes. For that, there is seemingly subtle body, but if you really observe, they have gross, more gross than human body. How? How do you say that? Look at the texture. Take a parrot or a crow or whatever it is. Look at the fur. It's more harder. And look at the smell. The body smell of an animal, a bird, an insect, etc. are odd smelling than this, than the human. So you can actually see, this is what is investigation is all about. You, let's say the ant is dead, just do like this and smell. It will be horrible.
See, but some insects and all is softer, right? Like, for example, ant and all is softer. No?
Smaller, they are not softer.
No, in the sense that the skin wise, no.
So you should see it on a microscope. You will come to see how it is. If you look at the eyes, it will be bulgy like this. So you need to see what to see. Like earthworm. If you just see it on a microscope, you will see it looks like more like a alien being than an earthworm. The eyes are like this, red and some crazy kind of a thing. And you touch it, texture. See, we need to get that way of observation and also the analysis. If we don't have that, everything looks the same. Like, for me, all Chinese look the same. I will come into that opinion. Ari will say, no, every Chinese is different. I say, all the face look the same. Yeah, I don't think so. You have an observation ability of understanding Chinese. No, Ari, for me, everyone in the photograph looks the same. Because I have not understood Chinese. But you ask a Chinese, he knows that this person is different, this person is different, that person is different. Like that. You ask an ant, hey, you both look the same. He says, no, he's Tim and I'm Jim. How? That's how we know. Our perception knows it. So this is the thing. So can I observe it in that way? So for that, I need the stillness of the mind just to calm down. So hence you require samatha. And hence you need to use this peripheral awareness, primary, secondary, primary, secondary, primary, secondary, so that there is no sleepiness. Then you can go into vipassana. Then you take the 5 aggregates. Look at the Rupa only. What is Rupa? That's it. No Vedana. What is Rupa? Let me analyze the Rupa. Cut open the Rupa. Got it. Now do for Vedana. Don't attach to the Rupa, because attached to the Rupa, you have a feeling. Minusing the Rupa, what feeling do you get? Different one. It is not linked at all. So if there is no phassa, how can there be feeling? If it is not connected to any Rupa, from where will you feel? You will not feel anything. Meaning, I'm seeing like this, and I'm not focusing on anything. It stops the feeling. There is a TV here. As long as I don't recognize it as a TV, I don't feel anything about that. There's nothing. Like I'm seeing you, Bobby. If I don't recognize you as a Bobby and I don't have any particular feeling for you because of no perception, can there be an independent existence of Bobby in my mind? And the answer is no. How do I do it? Very simple. I will see your nose. I'll see your mouth. I'll see the eyes. I'll see the ears. I see the beard. And that's all I see. It doesn't look anything. It looks like a grass grown on a piece of land. White grass and a dark grass. That's it. I don't see anything. So when I don't see anything, can there be a feeling of Bobby there? No. So do I like Bobby then? No. Do I hate Bobby then? No. Am I ignorant of Bobby? No. Because there's no Bobby in the first place. So the perception and the feeling are not there. So phassa samudaya, vedana samudaya, phassa samudaya, sanya samudaya, phassa samudaya, sankhara samudaya. So now what I'm doing is I'm not expecting this grass grown skin to be something different. I don't care what that figure is. So then there's no sankhara. Sabba sankhara samatho. So what should happen? Sabbupati pati nissaggo, tanhakhayo virago nirodho dibbana. So then in the vinyana, nirodha happens. What nirodha happens? Bobby is not there. That's nirodha. Rupa, Bobby. Vedana, or being Bobby. Sanya, or recognizing Bobby. Sankhara, Bobby should be like this and like that. And Vijnana, or the experience of Bobby. It's not there. I cut off. So can I not stay in that way? Yeah. Now I come to Australia. Can I not cut off Australia? Yeah, why not? I land in Sydney. Okay. Who's Sydney? Who is Sydney there? I don't know what is Sydney in the first place. Yeah, they say Sydney. So-called Sydney. So-called Qantas. I sit in so-called Qantas, which is a so-called plane, and a so-called place called Sydney. I land in a so-called Sydney, get a so-called immigration and a so-called domestic flight to Brisbane, so-called, to meet so-called Bobby and family. If I can stay like that, there's no arising, there is no passing away. Isn't that Nibbana? If Australia arises, Australia will pass away. If Sydney arises, Sydney pass away. If Brisbane arises, Brisbane pass away. If Bobby arises, Bobby pass away. If Marine arises, Marine pass away. Ashley arises, Annabelle arises, this arises, that arises, it will pass away. If nothing arises, will something pass away? Absolutely not. So can I be in that peace? That's the question. So I need to keep on questioning and answering. A teacher is sitting in front of me. So I go to the teacher. Teacher, tell me how to attain Nirodha Samapatti. And that teacher will help me. Okay, who is this virtual teacher? I sit in front of this video and say that, hey, teacher, tell me what I should do. You idiot, how many times you come at me? Oh, yes, sir, I'm an idiot. Tell me, sir. Now start doing it. It works. Okay, now what do? I sit, watch the breath. Before that, look at the hindrance. There are tons of hindrance. First, drop the hindrance. Okay, what should I drop? How many times I'll tell you, Vilas? First, check whether you have karma or not. Look at the 5 senses and 6 guna. How many times I've told you, look at the dukkha in these 5 senses. I remember, sir. First do that. That means you have to put extensive effort to enjoy any senses. Do you get it? Yes, sir. Okay, 1 minute. I need to again accept the meeting invite. So like that, I have to keep on doing. If I keep on doing, it works. Are we meeting with them?
Yes, but Chirag said he'll be 10 minutes late, so we have a few minutes.
Okay. So basically, the practice should be like that. Keep on questioning. Did I drop the senses or not? No. Did I drop the sensuality or not? Did I drop Vyapada or not? Did I drop Thinamita or not? Did I drop Udacha or not? Did I drop Visikiccha or not? Vivicheva kamehi, vivicheva akusala dhammehi. I need to do that. If I can't do that, and directly coming into breath meditation is like cutting yourself with a sharp blade and bleeding throughout. It's not going to work. No matter how many times I try to establish it. So the 1 hour becomes a misery. Dukkha. Buddha Dhamma is sukha, not dukkha. Because you have understood the dukkha and hence you are finding the solution to dukkha. So it will be foolishness to add more dukkha to the already dukkha and make it sukha. Not possible. See, I say do 18 hours, and why you are not able to do it is because it is dukkha. If you have to do something, it's dukkha. What if that is your natural state? Then there's nothing to be done. Why you should do something? Just think. I'm saying you should be in breath for 18 hours, not that you should sit and do 18 hours. Like in the Vipassana class, you're doing for 10 hours. You're doing something. That doing is a burden. So that is the reason people wait for that cassette to be played after 1 hour. What a relief, 5 minutes I can stretch. It's like somebody not having oxygen. Every 1 hour he is given an oxygen. And then he say, okay, 5 minutes over. Yes, sit again. Start again. No, my goodness. Okay, start again. And after few hours again, Goenka will say, start again. 9 more days to go. Ah, what a relief. 8 more days to go. What a relief. 1 more day to go. Wow, I'm done. Now you can talk. Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you, Vilas?
Doing pretty good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Okay, have a seat.
Yeah. I'm just swing by for 2 minutes.
You can stay for 5 minutes if you want.
Yeah.
So, how is your practice going? It's been 3 months after I met you.
It's going. I'm actually better, getting better
Okay.
every day, slowly. But
Slowly,
yes,
okay.
it's a lot less stress. Lot
Less stress.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, dentist cannot be in stress.
Right. I pulled the
When
wrong
the,
tooth.
when the patients are in stress, the dentist cannot afford to be in stress.
Right. I pulled the wrong tooth.
Yeah. So you should be in smile. You should say, hey, smile please, I'll take out your teeth or
Right.
tooth or whatever. Nice.
Good to see you all. I'll let you continue. I'll just listen.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So basically, what we are trying to address is not to do anything. Doing something is a burden, which is hanging on to. The objective is not to do and yet do it. Don't put anything in your mind, I will have to sit here for 1 hour. You can't. You can only say, I will just be an observer for 1 hour. That's possible. That's your natural thing to observe. Hey Chirag, hold on. We are still concluding. Okay, so basically that's what we need to understand. And if we do like that, there's no strain, there's no stress. So you can continue doing it in whichever posture you are. Doesn't matter. So for all the people, the most advantageous position is Tina's, because she is a dentist and she keeps on seeing this bony thing with flesh. So she sees half of the skull. So if she can meditate on the skull, and then she's done, because everybody is the same basically. There's no human being sitting there. It's just teeth and gums. What else does she find? There's nothing like that. Anyway, so let's end for now, and we'll continue with Chirag. Good day, good night. Yeah, Ari, you can stay back. I think we'll continue. You can also stop the recording.